Next up, we have UncleDJ versus Rebel Wizard on Heavy Metal, playing a Nod Mirror matchup. We got UncleDJ spawning on the bottom left, potentially the worst spawn on this map, and then Rebel Wizard on the top right with an insta spawn. Looks like DJ's favoured the Conyard move, not wanting to deal with this crawl bullshit. Deployed here, give him access to these 3 tip fields. Meanwhile, Rebels opened with Power Plant and a Nod. Though we see the similar from DJ. Yeah, there's the hand and Nod going down. Alright. Let's see what these players get up to this match. So with the Conyard move, it's put DJ slightly behind in terms of his timing. He's managed to get his first ref down. It's actually quite a nice positioned ref. Can also get a second one up here. And we have a look at the vision.
Unit ready.
Both players starting to move out.
Building. Construction
DJ already looking to have better map vision though.
Ready.
Rebel's kind of lacking in terms of this section of the map. If we look at the builds, we see Rebel's gone for two ref. We see similar from DJ. See 2 ref. Likely to see a strip come down for Rebel next, and then DJ is probably going to get a 3rd ref before a strip, but we'll see. Yeah, there it is. I would say this is a 1 ref field and this is a 2 ref field, so you'd probably want to micro this guy up here, so you don't mine this out too quick. But yeah, he's got 3 ref. Power plant, he's going to be able to build an airstrip here and could crawl all the way down to here with it, or go alternatively strip here and crawl up this way. Could also go forward strip, could go strip. We don't really want to go strip this way, but he could. It's 2 ref, there's a strip, there's the power plant, has the buggies out. It's 200 quid he's gotten from this buggy. Remember, every snipe, you want to make sure that you get at least your unit's worth in terms of kills. Buggy costing 300, these costing 200, he's already gotten more than half his value worth. Plus the scouting vision is really what's big here for Rebel. As you can see, he now has better awareness of the map than DJ, because DJ doesn't have full vision. Seeing 4 ref from Rebel, it's actually quite a nice build. He's got 2 refs here, 2 refs here. Seeing a lot of minigunners here from DJ. He likely spotted the early buggies and just bought a load of them to try and help reinforce the strip here. Flamer on the field, of course, going to be useful against the minigunners. We see 3 ref, 1 strip. Curious what DJ does next. Gets a turret up to help deal with the mass buggies. Meanwhile, in the top right, we see Rebel's gone 4 ref. Crawling down towards this tip field next. It's a very clean looking build here from Rebel, I have to say. Seeing a second handed nod, a bit of a weird decision. It helps reinforce up here, I guess. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. See, Rebel's gotten his 5th ref here. Meanwhile, DJ's still on 4. Rebel happily keeping his army all in one location here. Seeing a power plant down here is an interesting decision. Is he going to crawl towards the bottom, I wonder? Would maybe have liked to see this up here and crawl, push into Rebel up here with your units and then get turrets down to help reinforce it. Yeah, it looks like DJ's opting to crawl all the way down towards here. It's quite a long way to go. Would have arguably been even better to go this way, but doesn't want to necessarily poke Rebel too much into a fight here. His army is the weakest size. And if he's not, like if DJ cuts this off, or if Rebel cuts this attack off from the bottom, DJ can't escape. But he's going to get away with the snipe. And fall back to the turrets. Nice. Meanwhile from Rebel, we're still seeing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ref. He hasn't built anything in a while, likely getting a second strip up. As for DJ, still only on 4 ref here. Not a great eco situation to be in at this point in the game, especially when your opponent's on 5 and has a second strip up. Interesting strip placement from Rebel here. It's a bit more forward, but allow him to easily back this up and deter DJ from attacking into it. Attacking into attacking into production structures is always a bad idea for players. Yeah, so it looks like DJ's going for the extra eco. Still only on 4F. Oof. And looks like Rebel is going for a sneaky side attack here, while also pressing the main. He's got enough units here to take this army on, while also coming in with a sneaky force, attack force on the left. He might go for the Conyard, and he is. Does DJ see this? DJ might not see this because he's dealing so much with the pressure here. He has chosen to repair it though, so he knows it's going on. It looks like he's going to just about hold it off. But the Conyard is expensive to pay to repair, so looks like Rebel made an interesting decision here to crawl upwards rather than get a second ref down here. So he's now up to 6 ref. Still going to be able to hold this. Not sure DJ can attack into here. Rebel needs to be careful. Doesn't need to push into this. Has a small attack force here though. So it's currently 5 versus now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. So Rebel's got a 2 ref lead at the moment. DJ's favored more so in terms of the unit kill count. He's definitely way ahead of Rebel here. But Rebel's got the better eco, so he can afford to throw at least a few units. DJ coming up here. This Harvester is always a prime picking spot for non-players. But Rebel has spotted it. He's got the bigger army here to hold it off. What's DJ up to? So he's gotten a second ref down here. He's down to 6 ref. And looks like Rebel's put a power plant forward again. He's crawling with power plants and turrets. It's not bad. Get a nice hand and nod up here, but even more better. You'll be able to pump out the minigunners to deal an attack with your buggy. He's on the left hand side, and just look at the map difference. Look at all those units that Rebel currently has. DJ meanwhile up to 6 ref. Got a comm center. Don't think, I'm not quite sure why DJ opted to get a comm center at this point in the game. He's only on 6 ref and he only has 1 strip versus an opponent who has 2 strips, and he should be aware there's 2 of them because there's 1 down here, 1 up here. Doesn't necessarily have vision, so doesn't likely think that Rebel has hards up here, I guess. But very unusual to get the comm center before a second strip. And it's going to bite him in the ass because Rebel's going to be able to keep up the unit production way faster than him. So he's trying to crawl towards the bottom left tip field. I don't really like it. He's kind of overextending himself at this point. It takes so long to crawl in those directions. And Rebel did get the hand and nod down here. So he's going to be able to pump in infantry here with his buggy push. And the infantry are going to clean up with the turrets. Meanwhile, the left hand side, Rebel's also applying pressure. So DJ's under a lot of pressure at the moment. That's the whole boat on the left and right hand sides. And he doesn't have enough of an army to hold both. Looks like DJ's floating 4k right now. He can't produce units fast enough because he's only got the 1 airstrip. Alright, Rebel's going in for a phase 2 attack here. He's able to reinforce it with the turrets. Gonna mop up this army quite cleanly, especially with all the minigunners. Wants to go for the turret with the minigunners. Rebel happily sitting with extra units here. DJ has stopped his base crawl. He did get a second strip up though. At long last. Rebel currently floating 2.5k. Is he spending? Has he stopped producing units? Looks like Rebel forgot to queue units. His money just keeps going up and nothing's being produced. Rebel, what are you doing? You got 5k in the bank. Build. He's too focused on attacking. Okay, he started producing infantry and he started producing buggies again. Wow, that's a very lucky break for DJ at this point in the game. Rebel just had 4k sitting in the bank, forgot to queue up units. coming over here trying to defend his harvesters. That's a lot of units the Rebel has in the field. Watch there for the flamers. Ooh, and he got them down before they could do big damage. This is going to be painful for DJ. He's going to lose that strip. I don't think he can hold this. Definitely not. Down she goes. So the turret's continuing to crawl here from Rebel. Not necessarily in good positions. Rebel might want to consider like crawling with a couple of silos and getting like a hand and nod and then turrets here. But also pressuring the middle here is good. I think DJ's kind of screwed at this point. His ego is just way behind. Like Rebel's currently on 3k. Still is his Conyard. And the game crashed. 1 second. We'll be back. And we're back. So Rebels is taking out the strip here. But as we were saying before, DJ's in a bit of a rough situation. Like his eco is just not going to be able to keep up with Rebels in this scenario. Both players still have their Conyards too, so either one could go for a kind of all-in style. DJ, however, is down to 1 strip, so he's not going to be able to produce his units as fast as Rebel can. The key thing is Rebel just needs to make sure to keep queuing units. He's forgotten his production structures here again. As you can see, no cargo planes coming in. And you can see no minigunners coming out. So there is a huge delay there for Rebels units. Otherwise this would be over already at this point. Considering the amount of time the Rebels stopped queuing units. This would already be over. But DJ's not giving up now to fight. Coming over here, he's picking off some of Rebel's harvesters. This is smart. But Rebel has enough units to just come in here and try and bring it home. So he presses in here. He has to move all of his units to deal with it, and then these minigunners can come in and pressure here. Reduce the ref. Pull back. Rebel's in no rush here. Like he can just sit back, keep building units. He's got the better eco. Maybe keep a few units over here to defend the harvesters better against these little snipes that DJ's doing, who's opted to get a couple of flame tanks in. What? Flame tanks will be good against the minigunners on this side, I suppose. They also can take a lot of beating from buggies. So I guess 1 or 2 flame tanks are okay, but they're very expensive. They are very much a last resort here for DJ, it seems. The mass turrets here are going to chew through the tanks as well. Sending 1 forward and 1 to the right. This guy's just going to get eaten up if he's not careful. Doing good damage over here. This side of things. The turret goes down. It's going to be able to get the hand and nod here. Nice. Alright, DJ's still standing. Rebel switched to light tanks, which is... I don't know if he really needs to do that. Maybe he saw the flame tanks and he's building the light tanks in response to it. They'll be useful against some of the buggies. The bikes here, however, are going to chew through the light tanks. So he needs to be careful of that. They'll take more hits than the buggies against the turret as well, so they're not a horrible choice, but I think it's an overreaction from Rebel. And if we look at the unit kills count, like Rebel has killed almost twice, or DJ has killed almost twice the number of units this game, but Rebel's just had the better economy for most of it. At this point, Rebel's trolling the game. Like, I don't know what he's doing. He's literally throwing the game by building all these like if these are all like 2 buggies each, like this wouldn't be a thing. Also stopped queuing units at several points in the game, which definitely hurt him. Otherwise this match would be over by now, definitely. But looks like DJ is trying to gain his eco back, whereas Rebel just kind of stopped. So maybe DJ will pull this around. I don't know. Rebel really DJ's made a mess of this though if he can't pull out a win. Like, he's been on top of this match most of the game. Besides the unit kill count, like his base crawling for this map was really good. His unit composition in his armies was kind of shit. The turret push with the hand and nod in the front was really good. I think UncleDJ's opening build with the 4 reps here and then trying to crawl down here and here isn't great. There's better ways to do it. But it looks like he's going to somehow pull a win here anyway. Rebel, of course, lost a couple of harvesters here. Looks like he's lost his harvesters on this side as well. They're kind of going all over the place. They need to be micro towards the top left corner. Literally, Rebel has lost this match. Just down to throwing it with those light tanks, forgetting to queue units. At this point, he's so far behind. He needs to sell this and just spam units to stay in the game. So bizarre how he's managed to throw this. DJ's been playing good in terms of his exchanges in the map, like clearly as evidenced by the enemy's kill count, but this should have been Rebel's game. Absolutely bizarre to see it. DJ was patient. He sniped a couple of harvesters over here, which made a big difference. Rebel's not microing his harvest top left field now that he's mined out of all of his starting tube, and that's causing his harvest to go through the enemy base and just get eaten and chewed up. Rebel had a much better builder in my opinion, but just couldn't execute it towards the end. Really sad to see this. I really thought Rebel was going to get the win. And he actually looked like for most of the game he was playing well enough to deserve it, but as soon as he started spamming light tanks and then he just stopped queuing units at multiple points in the game, that was it. That was never going to work out for him. But well played, DJ. It was a good comeback. I think that 4F opener is kind of crap. it didn't really work in your favor. I see some players, they tend to go with the Conair move back here, get 2 refs here, 1 here, and crawl up this way, and then take this tip field. You can go this, like moving your Conair here and taking these 3 tip fields is fine, but like where do you go after this is the big question with this spawn. You can try push into your opponent with like a Rax crawl or like a turret push, or go up this way, contest this. Or you can use your strips to crawl out this way and go all the way towards the top right and contest them here. I think rather than going towards the bottom right here, you're better off trying to push up towards the top right into them. But yeah, it's different. Interesting to see that style of play actually worked out in the end for DJ. Feel like it shouldn't have. Feel like Rebel just threw that game in the last couple of minutes, which is unfortunate. But GG's, it's fun to watch. Well played from both players.
Battle control terminated.